Hello, everybody. And welcome. I don't know why that was so difficult. And welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps Recovery Part 2. Today is May 4th, 2020, and may the 4th be with you, and you are loved. We rightly appreciate each and every single person who ends up coming by, and so we like to genuinely let them know how we feel about them at the beginning of each and every single one of our episodes. If this is your first time joining us and you like what you heard or are interested in finding out more, you can catch all of our VODs on youtube.com/indooradventures. We post all of our games up and available for free there, as well as anywhere audiocasts are made available, also for free. Other than that, if you like to support the show and you also like free things, consider going to patreon.com/indooradventures. And you're probably thinking, Patreon? That's like the exact opposite of enjoying free things. But we have been posting all of our after shows up and available for free. So you just need to go to patreon.com/indooradventures and you can start listening to Nights in the Courtyard, the after show that we like to do after the show, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. If you already support us on Patreon, you already follow us on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and you're looking for more ways to help to support the show, consider then going to indooradventure.redbubble.com. We have t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, we got throw pillows, we even have shower curtains. We got all sorts of fun stuff. It's just waiting to get into your hands. So what are you waiting for? But that is it for my spiel. So, hey RJ, who you playing today?
Everybody, I'm RJ, and I'll be playing Alberjean, the Azamar Warlock Barbarian.
Thank you, Sarah. Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'll be playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter, and I will probably be yelling at my cats for a while, so.
Oi, I'm Saber.
I play Arjhan, the Draconian Blood Hunter Fighter. Yeah.
And I'm Winx. I'm going to be playing as Cori, the Elven Paladin.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, your group, after having successfully defeated the head members of the Keshan Trade Company that were ruling over the island of Arask, were able to get everything in order to begin the search of the year in an attempt to try and locate and track down your missing cleric wizard, Caelum. After having a business account set up in the golden coffers of Arask, you all hopped aboard the Moonrunner, where you began heading back towards Marysville and the mainland in an attempt to, again, track down your friend. Along the way, you were able to use a series of commune spells with the help of the Drow Sea Captain, Oliviette, that allowed you to at least locate a general area where you believe that Caelum is. It was during your sea voyage that you ended up encountering the Dreadwood under control of a new captain. The Dreadwood being a ship made entirely out of blights that had fused with the undead body of a hag. Now, at the end of last session, Arjhan was able to successfully send the soul of this hag, preventing its further meddling, down to our dear friend and great queen Tiamat. And that is where we are going to be picking up for this session. You guys have just finished a round of combat. It is getting closer towards the end of the day. And Arjhan, your weapon just gained the properties of a +1 magical weapon. And you know that you have roughly about 2 days left until you reach the mainland. Yes. So is there anything that you would like to do during this time?
That means we have 2 more nights of commune. And I think that we generally decided that we were going to head towards Gil'lay. But I think that if we could use our remaining commune questions to try and narrow down as accurately as possible where the boy is, that would be helpful.
I concur.
Unless y'all think that we should use the questions on something else.
I think maybe one question should be, is he being... We asked if he was safe. Did we ask if he was being mind controlled or something?
We did. We did ask if he was being mind controlled, and the answer was appropriately vague, said that he was enshrouded in shadows, or something to that effect.
Okay.
We asked a yes or no question and got despair.
Yeah.
It's like a Danganronpa game.
It's true.
Yeah, let's narrow it down.
We also know that he is north of Arask and west of Surt Cellier.
But he isn't in the Hollow.
Mm-hmm. The Hollow Locks.
Rookery Bones.
He isn't in the Rookery of Bones. Well, I mean, that's what we extrapolated from what they said, which was essentially the Raven Queen doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how I interpreted it.
One of the other answers you were given was that he is outside of the Queen's domain.
That's what it was. That's what I interpreted as the Raven Queen doesn't have anything to do with it. So we've been to Greenreach. Another thing that we decided was that he isn't in any place that we've been before. Mm-hmm. So the two places that are on the map that we haven't been to yet are Gil'lay and Fildes.
Right.
I think a good idea is to ask if he is within a certain range of like Greenreach. Say, is he within 200 miles of Greenreach? And then we could literally triangulate his position.
Sure. I think that's a great idea.
Okay. We could also literally just ask if he's in Gil'lay.
You already asked if he was in Gil'lay. The answer was no.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So that leaves Fildes.
It does leave Fildes. Okay, so one question could be, is he in Fildes? And if the answer is no, then that means that he's somewhere that
in
isn't
between.
Named on the map.
Yeah.
So we could ask, is he within like 200 miles of Greenreach? Is he within 200 miles of Gil'lay? Is he within 200 miles of such and such place? And then like we will have circles drawn on the map to like triangulate a position to like search. This is all too smart for Coriander to think of, and the Feywild doesn't work in such precise ways anyway. So like this all would have had to have been thought up by literally everyone else.
Fair.
Them's Caelum's thoughts.
I know.
Them's are Caelum brain stuff.
I have an intelligence of 14. Does that mean I know basic trigonometry?
Sure. You use a crossbow.
Okay.
Yep.
Get that out of my D&D. No!
So how many questions do we have left?
6.
6 questions?
Yes.
Right, because it's 2 days.
3 questions a night. All right, so we agree that the first question should be, is he in Fildes?
Yes.
All right, that is our question.
No.
Okay. Second question, is he within 200 miles of Gil'lay?
Yes.
Okay. Is he within...
Wait. What is within 200 miles of Gil'lay?
A lake, a couple of rivers, and Greenreach, actually.
Can you screenshot whatever you have and post it in the Discord?
Yeah, absolutely.
You could also narrow it down. Is he 200 miles away from a body of water? Or maybe like 50 miles away from a body of water?
Well, first of all...
Or 100 maybe. I don't know.
I have a question that's not part of these questions, but are we going back to Vascor to get Rumble Thunder?
Which chat would you like me to put this into?
4 keeps.
So that our audience can see it as well.
Questions for the courts.
But he's there for a while, right?
You guys gave like an entire season's worth of stabling fee.
Solid.
I mean, but it would make sense for us to swing by Vascor and get it.
I'm gonna put this in the questions for the
like we're heading up
courts
north
chat.
anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, that circle shows 200 miles from Gil'lay. Was 200 too much? Maybe we should have said 100.
Well, from there...
Do you want to ask that?
We've used 2 out of 6. Yeah, I'm up for that. What do you guys think?
I would suggest again, like, is he within 50 miles of a body of water? Because there are. Then we could eliminate the entire coastline, which is south of Gil'lay,
Mm-hmm.
or the shoreline, and then
Okay.
focus northward.
All right. Is he within 50 miles of a body of water? Is our question.
Of a
Yes.
large body of water, just in case there's like a fucking,
Monkey's paw dealy.
Yeah.
You've seen through my puddle trap.
Yes.
Are
Plot
we
twist, he's at an Aboleth grotto.
are we thinking about the lake then?
Yeah, we're talking about the lake, so we could
So
say
we could specifically
is-
say the
yeah.
lake.
Is he within 40 miles of the lake, just to make it
Even more.
on the hex?
Oh
what is
yeah.
this lake called?
don't know what
The
the lake is
lake's
called.
name is Lake Caelum.
Okay.
Lake Caelum. Okay. All right. So our third question is he within 40 miles of Lake Caelum?
Um.
He's like, let me get out my fucking ruler.
Do you want to link to my roll 20?
Is he in Lake Caelum?
I would say. No.
Okay.
North it is then.
Well,
That
is
narrows it down.
it narrows it down if he's not below the lake.
Yeah. That essentially says that he's not south of the lake. That gives us half of that circle.
No,
To
not
work with.
south, below.
Oh,
Under
underneath
the
it.
water.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
I feel like the way we ask that
The Earth
question.
King invites you to Lake Laogai.
Animal, mineral, vegetable.
Can he fit inside a bread box?
Is it a duck?
Okay. What about?
Is he in the forests around Gil'lay?
Is he in the forests around Gil'lay?
I'm asking if that's a question we should ask.
With
I'm not asking it yet.
Would the forest be within 40 miles of the lake?
Yeah, I guess I don't know that.
I think most of them look like they're within 2 hexes.
Yeah.
Where are these
um,
hexes?
In court.
They're
You can see
itty
them.
bitty bitty.
I might have complicated this by introducing an actual.
An actual map.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's important. How big is a hex?
20
The hexes
miles?
are 20 miles. Yes.
Do you want to?
mean-
Did we figure out if he was east or west of Greenreach?
I don't think
We
so.
did not.
That would bisect the circle.
Okay. Let's try that. Is he east of Greenreach?
No.
Okay,
let's put
so
some to the
we've
west.
we've got the top left, 60%, 30% of the circle.
What are these hilly areas towards in the middle of Gil'lay and Greenreach?
Just hills.
Yeah, it's just plains.
Well, then, what's the name of that river?
To the left.
That's a good question.
Well, we just want to know if he's north or south of that
Yeah.
river, right?
That would narrow it down a little bit more.
It would.
He
But we
is
would still
on
have one
the-
more question, right?
Yes, on the right side or left
On
side?
the left side.
Left side. He is. Are you asking? Is he above or is he below the river?
Is he north of that river?
Yes.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
My cat also has a question. Is this an area, like the area that we're talking about, is this an area that the Goliaths travel to, or is that too far west?
No, they travel through there on occasion.
Okay. So Gwen has been through this area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Does
that-
she know of any settlements there, or ruins, or anything like ruins?
Ruins.
Ruined.
I would say make a history check.
Should,
Come on, Gwen. Come on,
should we ask
Gwen.
if he's above or below ground?
We should.
-1, 14.
14. I mean, there were a lot of settlements that used to be there, but like during your time with the Goliaths, you might be partially the reason as to why there are no settlements there. In that large tract of plains, most individuals just don't even bother trying to put settlements because they know that's in the Goliaths' migratory pattern.
Cool. Yeah, I think
We've
we should
asked
have
4 questions so far.
5.
5.
5. We have 1 left, and I think we do need to ask if he's above or below ground.
I think that's a good idea.
All right. Is he above ground?
Why does he have to think about this?
Is he above ground? No.
Or okay. So he's either in a basement or in the Underdark.
I believe you guys already asked if he was in the Underdark, which the answer
Yeah,
was
And it was-
no.
It was a no. So time to start looking for caves, I guess.
To Gwen, the knowledge. Is there are no settlements there, correct? But were there like
There are a few.
security bunkers that were like in Greenreach?
There are. So underneath Greenreach is a series of tunnels, but in the hilly section that you guys had been looking at previously, Gwen, you know that there are several ruins that are out there.
Okay. All right, guys. I think we've narrowed it down pretty sufficiently. I think we have a smaller area to search.
That's still about 20, 40, 60.
A lot.
A lot of mileage to cover.
Well, it's not going to be covered in an eternal winter this time. I hope.
Sorry, what?
It's 14,000 square miles.
Well, I don't know if I would love to be able to call in the Goliaths for a search, but I don't know if we can do that. They're not close enough that it would be like, right? They're not close enough for it to just be like, take a look.
We can go
Start
to
searching.
Gil'lay.
I would hold off on that either way. A party that big will set them off, make them move house
Yeah,
somewhere
that's true.
else.
Let's start off by going to Gil'lay and asking about any rumors.
All
If
right.
they're doing anything big, then perhaps it's loud too.
Yeah.
And
I
if
wonder if
all else fails, we'll comb that area with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah. Do you think that when we go up to Vascor, we can get they'll have a magic item that can help us track him, or that we could use to talk to him? They had a lot of magic stuff there, right?
The thing about that sort of, what's the word, communication magics is you need to know the person intimately, or at least familiarly.
Oh, I do. I mean, we've known each other for a long time.
If we can find a spell scroll or something that would let us use the same sort of magic that Caelum was, then maybe.
Alright.
Shouldn't be hard to find a spell scroll of sending, right?
I don't know. Is it a hard spell?
It's not something I can cast.
Neither can I.
Nope.
Well, if we, we have to go to Marsville, right? Marsville, Marysville.
Yeah,
And then
Marysville.
Yeah, we'll get some mounts, travel up north as fast as we can, get Rumble Thunder back, and get a scroll or whatever sort of magic shit we need, and then book it out west. We'll pass through my tribe, so if we need to like trade out Rumble Thunder because she's worked too hard or anything like that, we can definitely do that.
Is there an object that we can be certain that Caelum possesses at this moment?
What about his little friend?
Amaris is with us.
No, the other one, the little creepy doll thing.
I mean, he was just missing in
He is a
that
doll.
creature a lot.
Would he be considered an object?
A familiar?
Was there anything in Caelum's stuff that was missing? Like a necklace or something like that? DM, was there anything in Caelum's stuff that was missing, like a necklace
You
or
guys
something
have
like that?
not yet rifled through Caelum's things.
I think it's time!
Is he still wearing his ring? The diamond revival ring that he was given.
That
When
was,
did
We're
you
gonna
give
go
him that?
rifle through his shit.
you gave that ring to him after.
You give the ring to the simulacrum.
Fuck. In that case, I'm going to take it.
All right, let's look through his shit and see if there's anything missing.
Will you look through his shit?
Okay.
We would like to look through his shit, please.
All right.
Now,
Maybe
I don't
please
think
look
any of
through
us
his
have actually tallied everything that was on Caelum.
So, looking through Caelum's things, as you set them all out, Caelum had a pretty standard slew of things, but you know that it's like as you're getting to the bottom of the bags and satchels that he had of things, you see that there is what looks like a small reliquary that's tucked away towards the bottom of the bag. And when you open it and take a gander inside, you see that there is what looks like a mundane looking brick, and then there is a small it's like a handkerchief that's folded over a small bundle of kind of long looking things. And when you open up said bundle?
Yes. What do you mean by long-looking things?
So,
like we haven't opened it yet.
you haven't
so
opened
we don't know
it,
what it is yet.
but as you open it, you find that there are what look like 4 human fingers that are inside of this.
That's disconcerting.
Are they like decaying?
They seem to be in pretty good shape. It looks like almost like they were mummified. And then
Are they like people-sized?
Yeah, they're human
Like
fingers.
human-sized?
Yeah. They're
Not,
a little
not
bit like shrinking.
Caelum's fingers?
No, they're not Caelum's fingers. They're a little bit shrunken down. They are kind of grayed just because it's old flesh, but they do seem relatively well preserved.
So
Wings knows what this is.
yeah, so just meta. This is like his library key, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's just
Shoot, would
concerning.
Cori's been to his library?
She has.
Would she know that he needs to use this to get into the library?
She has. Or she does. Make a additional history check.
He's smarter than Gwen.
Oh, if there were 5, there would have been 5. I had always thought there were 4 fingers for some
No,
reason.
it's 5.
So yeah, there's 5 fingers inside of this handkerchief.
Gross.
7.
Nothing particularly strikes this as odd to you, Cori. I mean, aside from the whole situation being weird, that's one thing, but like nothing about the fingers themselves is concerning.
That's
Yeah,
pretty gross.
She explains, "Oh, this is the key that he used to get inside his mental library.
What?
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 The Library of Saloon."
I've been there, right? Gwen's been there.
You have been on the plateau once when
Yeah.
Dendar was fucking around with things.
Yes. Okay. Why?
I thought Saloon was less creepy.
She shrugs. "It's a relic."
Whose fingers are these? Like, just some random dudes?
I assume it was probably a previous follower of Saloon.
Gross. Can we use these to get into his mind palace thing?
Not without him.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain. Unless Amaris could do something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Amaris has interesting powers.
How long are we away from the full moon?
You are at this point 4 days away from the full moon. Or if this is the second day from where your commune was, it would be 3 more days. Or 3 nights, rather.
We can ask in 3 days.
Do you think that Amaris would be able to find him?
80?
Who?
I'm more pessimistic.
I'm sorry, Alberjean. Amaris is a spirit that lives inside of Caelum's shield, and we still have her.
The shield. We have the shield. She's in the shield.
She is in the shield. She has abilities. She is related to the moon and owls.
You know what? I'll just take your word for it.
That's a whole 2 years of campaign we have to get you up to date on. And we don't even have recap videos.
Arjhan's nose
Excuse
starts
me.
bleeding. Every anime needs a recap episode.
All right, so we still have, we'll get off the boat tonight,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
and then book it, right?
As quickly as we can.
Yeah. Run to Vasco, then straight to Gil'lay.
Okay, here's a question. Well, no, we do have to go to Vascor. Okay, never mind. Yeah, let's do it. Right. That night,
Uh-oh.
Gwen is going to try to go to the Mind Palace. Go to the library.
Oh.
Okay. Make
Oh.
a...
Hold on. I can give you a 16. If you
What
tell me
check am
about
I
it.
gonna do? It might not matter.
How does Gwen think that Caelum gets to the Mind Palace?
Well, he meditates because he doesn't, or does. I don't know if she knows if he goes when he sleeps or when he meditates. But what she's going to try is she's gonna try to meditate like she does when she goes to see Grayskull, and then have these finger things with her and see if that will like take her there.
Okay.
If this is the D&D version of doing peyote or something like that.
Sure. Gwen can totally have D&D peyote on her.
Solid.
One of the sailors probably has some. So yeah, Gwen, make a religion check.
Okay, a religion check?
Yes.
Let me just see, because I don't think I have.
Indor, I also asked you a question.
I do have -1. Okay. I don't know if a 15 would be enough, so I think I should try to roll it. What do you guys think?
You have a what?
I'm meta-ing this.
So Arjhan has a 16 on the blood die that he offered. Or that I offered.
Yeah.
Because meta.
Do you think that's... I don't think that's going to be enough.
What kind
I
of
think
check
so.
is this?
Religion. check.
Religion, which I have a -1 in.
Ooh, well, chances are you're probably not going to get a better roll, but we also all think that it's not going to work without something better than 16, so you might as well roll it.
Okay, all right, that went off the table. I just got a little excited. I got a 17.
Hey!
So,
So
16.
you got a 16!
Yeah!
And you didn't waste Arjhan's blood die. God.
Like, yeah.
You achieve a perfect state of meditation. And as you are experiencing these, as we described it, D&D peyote, as you are meditating, you kind of open your eyes and blink out towards the sea, and it looks like the clouds are gathering in a very far off distance. And you can see, and as you're watching them, they are just roiling and churning in the sky, and it's almost like you're watching a time lapse of these clouds, but they're all just staying in one place. And you see very distant lightning just sort of rumbling through these clouds. And it is almost peaceful watching this storm.
The seagulls, I can hear them.
And the little seagulls almost look like Caelum. But that's
Aw.
about it.
Cool. Gwen enjoys her time with the fingers. Okay.
Well,
On the drugs. On the drugs.
that doesn't make it any better.
Sorry.
Mature
Like-
stream, apparently.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Of course, this is what we're talking about. But when she comes down, she's probably gonna forget what she was doing and like take the no, don't clip that. She's gonna take the fingers and kind of hand them back to Cori, and her eyes are like dinner plates. And she's just like, those clouds are doing some fucking weird stuff.
And Cori, when you look off in the direction of the clouds that Gwen has been entranced by, it looks cloudy out. The clouds don't look like they're doing anything weird or crazy. There's no lightning. It just looks like a relatively pleasant evening experience.
She just sort of nods.
I think the Tempest talked to me.
What did the Tempest say, Gwen? Ominous.
Yeah.
I haven't learned Tempest's elemental language yet, but once I do, I'll translate for you.
Thanks. I'm gonna go eat everything on this ship. She just starts and walks away.
Enjoy.
Okay.
And then she closes the door and goes and spends some time with Oliviette.
Okay. And as you guys are on your last day, unless there's anything else that you guys would like to do over the evening, in the morning, Oliviette already has you aside, Cori, as the two of you have spent the evening in the captain's quarters. And she says, I realized when we were setting out initially, you said that you were going to try and get into communication with me more, but that doesn't seem like that is going to be as easy at this point.
It's going to be difficult for a while, but I promise I'll find some way.
And I believe that you will. because I trust you. I understand that things are not easy. But we are working through them. We are doing our best. And know that wherever you go, my heart will go with you.
Likewise.
And she will cup the side of your face and then bring you in for an embrace. Mm-hmm. And she says, if there's anything that you need, any cargo you need moved, let me know. There's not much that I can do, as my ship is incapable of growing a set of legs and going on land. But if you need a message to Arathsk or something sent anywhere, I will help. And as always, I will ask the Moon Maiden to look over you.
Cori nods. Stay safe.
And she looks up at you, and you can see that as she smiles, the scar line that stretches over her cheek also sort of lifts up, and she says, I'm always careful.
Cori will kiss her goodbye when the time comes.
Okay. And you guys get to Marisville when it is still relatively early in the day. It's before noon at this point. And you see the city of ships before you. As you look about it, you can see that there are quite a few ships that are new to Marisville. Others seem to be definite staples for the surrounding community, and Olivia actually will pull in roughly around the same spot that you met her initially, on the northern side of the harbor. And as she lowers the bridge down, she will say goodbye to Cori and then to the rest of you. Just get him safe. And then let me know.
We will.
Gwen, Arjhan, it was a pleasure as always. Alberjean, you have proven very helpful on the boat.
Well, once I'm done with that lot, if you're hiring.
She says, I'm always hiring.
I'll hand her a business card.
And she looks at it. Not bad. And then she will actually give your group 150 gold.
Oh, dude, you don't have to do that. We're pretty stacked.
I figured that it is going to take a little bit. You don't look like you exactly have mounts with you for travel. This should at least get you something.
All right. Well, we're paying you back.
You already have. And she just kind of like looks towards Cori when she says that.
But we actually will pay you back financially.
Yes, yes. But also, like, we'll make sure your girl's safe.
She nods at that and then gives you all a brief salute, and then goes about working the rest of her ship, making sure that it is secured and that they can begin filling out the proper paperwork to then send to Captain Blessington.
Cool. So we got money. We can find horses.
Yes.
We're gonna have to buy 3 horses.
Yep.
2
Which coincidentally,
horses.
2 horses?
Doesn't Cori have?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But-
yeah, Cori has a steed. Yes, she does. She has a steed. God. You only need... Yeah.
We're going to get 2 horses.
We're gonna have to buy them.
2 horses and whatever feed they need. It's
Okay.
150, right?
It is.
Cool.
Cybra is so excited to be back on dry land. She immediately just hops into the grass and just rolls around like the happiest dog. But yes, so you guys are able to secure mounts as well as feed for them, and you begin heading off. So, Cori, you also summon Rumble Thunder, or not Rumble Thunder, you summon
Ambleforth.
Ambleforth, your clip-clopping horse. That's not really a horse. This fey creature to your side, and they have spent a while in the Feywild, so now that they're back on the material plane, they're looking around, and they seem to actually want to like try and play with Cybra. Seems that apparently the two of them were friends back on the Isle of Arask.
That's so sweet. Now that's an interesting to think of, because Cori's in her raven form, and I don't know if Ambleforth would necessarily have a raven form. Normally her steed coincides with whatever season she's in.
If anything, Ambleforth just looks like its colors are getting muted. It's not as bright and vivid as it typically is.
Okay. While we're in town, whilst horses are being purchased, Cori will find a jeweler and, as quickly as possible, buy a 300 gold diamond, considering that she gave one to Oliviette. In fact, she'll get 2 because she would like to have one for Alberjean just in case.
Can
I afford that?
Well, first off, yes. Secondly, can you also get a 100 gold pearl that is set on a ring?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can definitely get that from a jeweler, and it would just be the standard market value.
What's the pearl for?
Identify.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Cori will get that for you if you send her off to do so.
And I will give you the money for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Cori will actually she'll get the diamonds in the form of a pair of earrings, and she'll just clip them into her ears, so she has a couple of diamonds ready to go if she ever needs them.
All right, sounds good. So, you're able to attend the jewelers and get the diamonds and pearl that you needed. The pearl is, even though it is considered to be the price of a 100 gold piece pearl, you live on a coastal region, so the pearl is actually going to be a little bit cheaper just because it is easier for them to acquire. So it's only going to be 75 for this 100 gold piece pearl.
But it's also like set in a band.
Yeah. So if anything, that's where the 25 comes from, was the band itself. So we'll say it's still the 100 gold. So you are all able to acquire your horses. So Alberjean, what kind of horse do you end up getting? / what does this horse look like, or what is its name if you have one ready?
It is. Oh God, what are they? You're not. Hold on. I think he browses horses. But it's like he probably spots one. It looks like a Mongolian war horse. It's all black.
Okay.
And Biscuit is the name.
Okay.
That's also the default name I use for all the horses that I ever own.
Okay, and Arjhan. What is the name / styling of your horse?
It's a bigger, sturdier horse. Probably like northern bred. It's like gray and white, dappled. Same as Arbach.
All right. So big sturdy warhorse, and what did you say its name was?
Arbach. Arvak.
Okay. And all right, sounds good. So, do you guys immediately set out from town, or is there any other preparations that you are looking for? You know that based off of the map that you have, if you are traveling at a quick speed to go directly from Marysville to Gil'lay would take roughly around 21 days.
I'm sorry, it would take us 21 days to get from here to
Directly
up north to...
It would take you that long to get from Marysville, where you are, directly to Gil'lay, not including going up to Vascor.
How much time does it take for us to get to Vascor? Like, how much out of the way is it?
To get to Vascor, you're looking at shortest distance, about 8 days worth of travel over the inlet, and then close to about 20 days to get to Vascor. And that's if you go kind of at a longer pace. Otherwise, it would take roughly around like 15 to get there.
And then it would take like another 20 days to get from Vascor to
Gil'lay, yes.
Okay. So we're adding an extra 20 days.
Yes.
Fucking Pythagoras.
Stupid math. What do you guys think? I
What's the
wonder.
reason we're going to Vascor is to get magic?
And also our Arak.
I wonder if we can send like a Goliath, because they're already up there. If we just meet them, like he goes to Vascor, gets what we need, comes back, and meets us at the camp.
I think that's a prudent idea. Like, time is of the essence here. We want to find Caelum as quickly as possible. Who knows what they're doing to him?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Would they also be able to find a spell scroll?
If I send the right one.
That's going to cost money.
The tribe has funds. Would they have enough for that if we replenish it?
I mean, it's
we have a treasury on the Isle of Arask, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
we do, but we don't have any way to deliver the money.
Will we eventually get to a point where we can start handing out handy haversacks?
Hordes person bags?
I mean, if Arjhan gets like a couple of months to work on it in a stable place.
Okay.
But we don't have a lot of downtime in this campaign.
When this Goliath meets up with us again, we'll be able to hand off funds to pay him back.
Would they be able to? Would they have enough money for that?
It would be about close to around 750 gold.
For a sending scroll?
Yeah.
Spell scroll 3rd level, yeah.
Okay.
So they would, if they sold some stuff.
I mean, that's like
they don't really have
persons living for a month.
That's like what?
That's like a really rich person's living for a month.
Okay. Well, the question is, do we need this spell scroll? I think it'd be nice, but if it's going to add 20 days for us to go get it.
not
Don't you
that
have
nice.
somebody working on that already?
Kind of. I don't know how we're gonna be able to do that.
What's the spell scroll?
Well,
Sending.
the person that we were in contact with via Tifa to do the sending, do we know where they're located?
I assume they're on a Rask.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Didn't we ask somebody to send a sending to Caelum?
Right, but they
Mhm.
don't know what Caelum looks like. They're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Didn't we meet with somebody at some point a long time ago? And there was a whole thing where we had them sit down and meet Caelum so that they'd be able to send sendings to him.
In Search Hellier, the
Hellier.
master at the Ceaseless Quarry.
How long would it take for us to do a detour to Cert Cellier?
It's the complete opposite direction.
Sir Hellier, you'd be looking at overall an additional 15 days. Because you'd be going into Certs and then making your way back down.
It'd be less than Vascor. What's at Mordov's outpost?
You've never been.
Okay. I was mostly thinking out loud.
So even if we do get a spell scroll, it's not going to be. It's not going to be a guaranteed thing that
Yeah.
we get it to work.
Yeah.
I mean, Arjhan can keep rolling blood die and try to get it to work, but if we just get the Goliath to pick out the Auroch and hope that that goes without consequence,
Mhm.
and we just head on, that should be. We can live with that.
Gwen told them. Well, did Gwen tell them that she was part of the Goliath tribe?
She tells most people that she's a member
That's
of the Goliath tribe.
True. So, indoor. I don't know if this is too meta, but would it be? Is it plausible that they could have someone pick up?
Yeah.
Rumble Thunder. Okay. So I think.
I'd like to see them try to stop him.
Well, that's true.
Stop them.
What if we send a Goliath to pick up Rumble Thunder and a Goliath to go to Cert Cellier and tell the person to send a sending to Caelum?
We could do that. Who is the person?
The
The king?
No, it
No.
wasn't the king.
The
It
person at the
was
Caesar's Quarry.
yeah. It was the clerk who worked behind
Cool.
the
Then
counter.
we can just head directly there.
Yeah, head directly to the tribe. They'll probably be back by the time we get there.
Gwen is the fucking chief of this tribe. We should start using our resources.
I have the power. All right, first night. We're on the road. Gwen is going to commune with Chua,
Okay.
and she is going to... Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say she is going to belay these instructions, and she will let them know that she'll let Chua know that she has funds to give the tribe because she has no fucking use for as much wealth as she has. And just tell them that she needs she needs a scout, not a scout, but one of the faster members to go pick up Rumble Thunder, and then someone to go speak with this clerk, one of the more eloquent people, to go speak with this clerk to send a message to Caelum, and she'll give like very direct instructions so that Chua can write it down for them. And
What do we want the message to be?
That's a good question.
Hey, bud,
Okay,
you okay?
Caelum, call your mother. It's been a while since we heard from you.
Caelum, you've joined a cult. Call your dad.
Gwen Stompfoot, this is what I'm thinking. Gwen Stompfoot sends love and a message. We are coming for you. Can you tell us anything about where you are?
I'm fine with it.
I'm not asking you, Indoor.
Yes, that works.
Okay. And then the last three will be. No. Okay,
Love you,
that's
bye.
it. Love you, bye. Yeah. So yeah, that's what she says.
Okay. And Chua has no other updates. They've still been keeping their eyes and ears out for any of the figures that you had mentioned previously, as well as looking up towards the sky to see if there was any ties to the disappearance of the Great Contemplator. But they're unable to find any.
Can Chua give me any further information about that area we're going to be searching in? Like, does she know a good place for us to start, or a place to, or if there's been any news?
Let me see. As far as a good place to start, she mentions that there are a series of old ruins in the plains that the Goliaths used to use as camps, especially during their war against the dragon cultists. But ultimately, other than that, it's fairly wide open spaces in the area that you described. So unless Caelum is on the move, that would probably be the best bet to find him in.
Cool. All right, Gwen will belay that to the group. So, will time-wise, will we beat them back, or they'll probably get back before us, right?
Oh, they will most certainly get back to the tribe before you guys do.
Okay, so she'll while we're on the way, whenever she believes they're going to be coming back, she'll check back in for news beyond their weekly visits, just to because she's really eager to know anything, especially from the guy who's doing the sending.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds
Poor girl.
Good. They use they them.
Yeah.
So, that is end of the first day?
Yeah, that's before she goes to bed.
And then was there anything else that a lot of you wanted to do on this first day?
What's our riding situation on the horses? I'm just curious.
Gwen is riding Cybra.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah, everyone has their own
I forgot
mount.
that Gwen rides Cybra. Okay, that's fine. Everybody has their own vehicle.
Okay. And so then we will move on to the second day, and you continue riding along the inlet that goes deeper into the center of the island. You know that at this point there's still going to be roughly about 13 days or so until you actually reach the Hollow Locks. And there is a thought that occurs during this time as well, where you remember that the Fey creatures who live within the Hollow Locks are actually quite amenable to you and your group, and you believe that you have the understanding that Talon, the Dullahan that is sort of the de facto figurehead for the Fey creatures that live here, would probably be willing to help in some capacity if you were to try and go through the Hollow Locks once again.
That would be cutting to get there quicker anyhow, right?
Yeah. I think we'll do that.
Yeah, I think that's worth trying. They might even have some magics that would make it easier to find him.
Yeah, we could talk to those furbolgs.
Oh, he doesn't have the leg anymore.
I know you guys, I've said this before, but wow, you guys really do get up to some shit.
Yeah. Oh shit, we need to tell them that he's dead. Plum? Fig?
Big is not dead.
He's not dead.
Not dead. You tried to cut off his head. I stopped you.
We
Oh,
saved
right.
him.
Oh, yeah.
No.
And then
His
he made
staff
friends
is
with
dead.
Rumble Thunder.
Well, no, the staff isn't
Wait,
dead.
no,
The
I'm
staff is in a
remembering that
jar
from
that's
the
being delivered to the Feywild.
Right. Okay. All right. But we'll tell them that we said hi.
Yes.
Fig said hi.
Fig said hey. God. We do
One's
that.
memory is as bad as mine.
All right. So it is then it is beginning to be nightfall on the second day. And as you set up camp, you realize that it is a otherwise cloudless night, and looking up at the moon, you see that it is a full moon.
Oh, shit. Do
And
you guys want me to deal with this?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We gotta talk to a little girl and tell her follower is not safe.
She might already know.
Do you wanna? I'll talk to her.
And as
all right,
you
I can handle.
are debating as to who is going to be speaking to Amaris, looking at the shield, you see that it begins to shake, and the ground around you begins to rumble.
I'm gonna grab the shield so it doesn't like fly away.
The shield feels like it is burning in your hands.
Ah!
And as you drop it with the symbols of Saloon looking up towards the moon, the light of it catching, you see a burst of pure starlight that seems to erupt from the shield face. And as the light dissipates, you see a very physical looking child. Where before, when you have seen Amaris, you have seen her look like a small spirit, you have watched her steadily gain corporealness. And this time you see that she is wearing deep bluish, almost dark navy colored robes that look like they have twin little owl ears that stick up from the hood that she has over her face. And you see that she has very long sleeves that it almost looks like she's just wearing a large oversized hoodie. And this hoodie that she wears looks tattered. It looks torn. And as Amaris stands before you, this rumbling seems to center from her, and you see her form begin to flicker. And you see it beginning to shake and overlap on itself.
Does this look familiar to Cori?
It does.
Cori's
And
gonna
Amaris,
get between everybody else and her.
Amaris, you see one form of her bring her hands up to her face as she begins to kind of squat down. And the other form of Amaris you see tilts their head up towards you. And with almost a predatory-like sheen that fills where her eyes are that have been covered by this hood, you see her move her mouth in tandem with the figure that looks like it is scared and hurting underneath. And you hear, leave him alone! And a form. Her form looks like it is growing in this vibrant light, but this light looks like it is in pain. Like there are dark streaks that run through it of the deepest blacks and the most vibrant purples. And you see this small figure rise up off of the ground, and a spectral form of what looks to be a great horned owl completely surrounds her, and this owl looks down at your group, and you can see that there is a growing sense of animosity in its eyes. And that is where we are going to go to our break. Because when we come back, we're going to be rolling some initiative.
What the fuck?
So I would like to say thank you to everybody who's stuck with us so far. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
It's tough to be a god.
This one. Hello, everybody.
Indoor.
Oh, yeah.
What's a cat's favorite book?
What?
The Great Gatsby.
Ah, no! They're getting so big!
I love them. Oh my god, they just sound like squeakies.
Indoor.
Ew.
What?
We're woo girls.
I don't have a joke.
Aww.
I was watching Connor set that up.
Thanks, so sneaky. I love.
Andor.
What?
I don't have a pet. I'm just waiting for Danae to set up.
That's okay.
I've got owls. That's it.
Hey, speaking of owls, everyone should roll initiative.
Fuck.
Oh, we tried, guys.
Frankie went to bed and I dare not wake him up.
Oh, I rolled the same thing on my blood die. Fine.
Going teen.
5.
16.
6.
Fastest hug in the West.
Okay. So this great owl spirit that you see before you that is just coursing with what looks to be this iridescent moonlight that has these blacks and purples sort of coursing through it, is going to look towards your group, and they are going to take flight into the air and actually get a good they'll actually get a good 15 feet above the ground, and then they are going to release this unearthly hoot calling out from their beak. And as they do, there is a ring that appears underneath your group. I need everybody to make a dexterity save.
So you could say this is a hoot nanny.
It is.
Only if there's a goat present.
Where's Todd?
+3, correct?
Yes.
And it's a will?
This is a dex
Dex?
save.
Oh, cool. Sick.
29.
Okay. 15.
19.
16.
Advantage on Gwen.
Yep.
Okay, so Arjhan is the only person who succeeded on this save. Everyone else
fuck.
is going to be taking full damage. So that is for a total of 19 points of fire damage
He's rolling more dice.
and 14 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
As this burst of pure moonfire seems to erupt from the ground beneath you.
This isn't from a spell, is it?
It is from a spell.
Then everybody who was within my aura takes half of that. Because Oath of Ancients.
Sick.
I already
11 and 7. 11 and 7 for us, and then you half that, Arjhan.
5 and 3.
Yes.
Okay.
And they are
So
now.
I'm just gonna.
Yep.
It's 8. Okay.
Okay. And they
So
are
I had
going
to
to
heal back up and take it back. Too much
maintain their flight above. Next up is Alberjean. You have just seen this small child begin to have an overlaying shaking effect on them, rumbling ground. They turned into a giant owl and made a explosion near you.
He turns to the party. So what do I do?
Is she still on? Like there was an overlying effect. Is she still on the ground?
From what you saw, this owl spirit appeared around her like a kind of AoE energy wave and then solidified and turned into this large spectral form that is now attacking you.
So we're assuming she's still in there somewhere.
Somewhere. Possibly.
Tetsuo! Okay.
I can't stop it, Canada.
Alright. Just stop her. Try not to hurt her. There's still just a hurt child in there. I know that's going to be hard for you.
He's gonna move 10 feet away.
This guy's job is to explode into fire. I understand this is not necessarily the most delicate operation.
Can I get her to make a will save, please? I'm gonna try and cast Hold Person.
This would not work on them.
Okay, would I know that, or do I have to use
you
the
would.
spell?
This is not a person, what you were looking at.
This, in general, is not a person. Got it. Fuck. Well... I'll prep a javelin toss. Actually, can I hold my action to see what everyone else does? I'll move back the 10 feet to the group.
Okay, sounds good. Frostbite Fox, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it.
Should I get a kitten? Should I do a kitten woo?
Yes. I don't
I
have
would
anything
appreciate
here.
that. I know Frost. He's a cool guy.
I like cool people.
Can I get a woo? Woo woo.
Okay,
Okay.
so Alberjean, you are holding a javelin attack?
Yeah, I'll hold a javelin attack.
Okay, next
That
up.
trigger is if it comes down to attack us.
Okay, Cori.
All right. 15 feet up in the air.
Yes.
I'm gonna face step above it and try to land on top.
Okay. So they take 9.
And I get 9 temporary hit points from that, yeah?
Yes.
All right. And then I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality whilst I try and hold on to this owl. And I'm going to try and call out to Amaris and say, "We know how you feel. We're trying to help him."
Okay. Next up.
And that's it for me.
Yep. So this creature is large enough, I would say, that you have landed on them. Still make an athletics check, though, because you do have one hand. And then Aura of Vitality, does that require somatic components?
Ooh. Well, since it's like a holy thing, I know for a fact that it requires only vocal components. That's the only component it has.
Nice. Okay.
Which means that she shouts it anime style. Aura Vitality!
Okay.
And that increases the DC by 5.
Next up Arjhan.
Bonus action on lighting my crossbow.
Okay.
I took 1 point of damage for that.
Blink dog.
Question.
Yes.
Is the shield still visible?
The shield is.
Does it look like in the past, long story short, is she connected to the shield? Based off of past experiences and what is happening now, is there a tether to the shield that we could get around by possibly putting the shield in an extra dimensional space?
You feel like there might be. As far as historically, that has seemed to be the case, but you're not sure with her given situation currently.
Okay, so I'm gonna be taking a couple of crossbow shots as I just dash straight for the shield.
Okay.
Not using the dash action, but I'm just like taking shots as I'm
narrative dash. Shield. Yeah.
$17.
A 17 does not hit. 25 does.
Five points of magical piercing damage. Or piercing damage from a magical weapon.
Okay.
4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And am I at the shield?
Yes.
Do I have an object interaction?
You do. Make a wisdom save when you go to interact with the shield.
Is it from... This is not a fate fiend.
No, this is a celestial thing.
3.
3, you are unable to actually touch this shield. There seems to be some sort of like almost psychic barrier that is preventing you from reaching out to grab it.
I'm gonna try on later turns, but
okay. Sounds good. Next up, Gwen. Gwen, you see Cori is currently atop of this large owl. Alberjean has a javelin in his hand, and Arjhan already took some shots at it.
Gwen is gonna go for the. She's gonna go for the shield.
Okay.
She's gonna bonus action rage, and then try and touch it. So
okay. Make a wisdom save.
Okay. This isn't a frightened effect, is it?
It is not.
Cool. Do I get +3?
No, because Cori has
ascended.
Away. Yes.
16?
A 16 is not high enough.
Damn. Ah!
And
do I have to attack?
Through your rage, you are just trying to reach through, and it seems like almost like magnets at opposite ends.
Uh-huh. I'm going to make an attack at the ground to try and like 1 to keep my rage and 2 to like try and like drag myself forward, but mostly to keep my rage.
Okay. Sounds good. You don't need to roll for it if you're just attacking dirt.
I want to. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so the next up is Amaris. And Amaris, with this elf currently atop of her, she is going to try and shake you off and actually flies closer towards where Gwen and Arjhan are. Cori, make a dexterity save. Or actually, no, this would be a athletics check, and you would be at disadvantage because of the missing arm.
10.
Okay, so Cori, you do end up falling 10 feet. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
My armor protects me.
Okay. And this large horned owl is then going to rear up one of their large talons and actually sweeps down, and they are going to try and strike out towards you, Gwen. That is a 29 to hit.
Yes.
So you are going to be taking 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And 21 points of radiant damage.
Ow.
And then she is going to try and make a second attack with her talons towards you. That is a natural 1 on the die. So
Solid.
thank you. And that is it for Amaris' turn. So then next up is Alberjean, but you had a readied action for if she got hostile.
It doesn't go off because it's a new round.
But she was hostile. Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep it fair. Alberjean is going to yell over to Arjhan and Gwen, "What are you doing?"
Trying to grab a shield.
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
He's gonna run over and try to grab the shield.
Okay, make a wisdom save.
18?
Okay. You are able to force yourself through this somewhat psychic barrier and grab a hold of this shield, and the shield feels incredibly hot.
Now what?
I have a satchel.
Shove it right in.
Okay. And as you shove the shield in,
This is either really good or really bad.
you hear in a much more mature voice than you are used to hearing from the form that you know as Amaris. And it says, "I am bound only to prisons I decide."
Well,
And they remain hovering above you.
do I still have my attack action?
Yep, that was an interaction.
Yay! I've ditched the javelin for my bastard sword, or great sword. A 12 doesn't hit, I'm assuming.
No, it does not.
Second attack does a 22 hit.
22 does.
6, 10, 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay, and is this a magical weapon?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, it does not seem to do as much as you thought that it was. Oh, Blake Dog, thank you for the gifted sub. You are a champion.
The babies are sleeping at. Oh, Asmo, no.
All right, so Alberjean, that was first attack.
Second attack, and that's it.
Okay.
For now.
Next up is Cori.
Bonus action, heal Gwen with the Aura of Vitality. 3 hit points for you. Cool. Tried. And, I'm going to channel Divinity and try to use Nature's Wrath. So I need a dex saving throw from Amaris.
Okay, that is a...
Oh, wait, hold on. Is she within 10 feet of me?
She is.
Okay, cool. I do that.
16.
Ah! She makes it.
Okay.
I've never succeeded with that. So these spectral vines come out of her sword and try to wrap around the owl, but she strains against it and they break. And Cori just sort of swears in frustration, and she says, "Amaris, we're on the same side. We can help him. You just have to help us." That's it for me.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh, 12.
Okay. They don't seem to pay any attention towards you.
It's fine.
Okay. So, next up is Arjhan.
For my action, I would like to do a breath weapon attack. I'm gonna need a dexterity save. DC is 15.
They got a 14.
So 4 damage. Six, 3, and 2 is 17. 17 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Action surge.
Nice.
I'm going to need another dex save because I'm casting acid stream. It's just more breath coming out.
24.
She's gonna roll a 6.
Okay. Sure.
So is that below a
Oh, yeah.
14?
She got an 11 total.
Okay. So this is everything within a 30-foot line. But I mean, I'm hoping
You
hope
can
not
name it
hitting
in a way
anybody
that you won't hurt your friends.
It's going to be 44 acid damage at the start of Amaris' turns.
Okay. Sounds good. Then Gwen, it is your turn.
Okay, Gwen is going to use her bonus action to manifest Grayskull. On the other side of this, of the owl. And she's going to say, right now we are the only chance that Caelum has to come back safe. Please do not stand in our way. She'll brandish her weapon reluctantly to attack this thing.
Okay.
If it and then I will, I guess, attack. So 2 strikes with the Runtax. Oh, that's not great. A 13 and a 19.
The 19 just hits.
Okay. Yeah. For 14 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use I'll use one of my it's not an action, one of my attacks that I can use from Grayskull. So you take another attack action via the Manifest Echo. Okay. So he attacks twice, right? Because it's just an action. Can he attack recklessly?
No.
Okay.
I think he only gets 1 attack action. Unless he attacks using your attack action.
Well, it's not an action. So you can use your Heightened Echo's Fury. Whenever you take the attack action, you can make one additional melee attack.
Okay.
That's a 17.
17 does not hit.
I have plus 11 to hit dice. Do you mind?
Okay.
You really don't want to hit this girl.
And then it is Amaris' turn. And you see, yep.
Six. 7 points of acid damage.
Okay, so 1. Got it. Okay, so she is going to then spin. You see her bring up one of her large wings, and as it spins, her head sort of stays in the same area that it was because owl heads and how they turn. And then as it gets to a certain point, you see her head just sort of follow through with the body. And as the body continues in this circled pattern, large wings and plumes begin to fall off of Amaris, and as they begin to fall towards the ground, they pick up into a whirling kind of current that extends all around her, and she is going to cast Blade Barrier using her owl wing, using her owl plumage.
Counterspell.
Okay. Make a Arcana, or make a D20 check.
17.
Okay. You are successfully able to counter this spell.
Alberjean takes his great sword and just slashes into the whirlwind, and it dissipates.
How close am I to her when this happens?
You... Did you say that you got directly on her last round, or did you get within 10 feet? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'd be within 10 feet. You'd been outside of...
That's fine.
Yeah. So then that is her turn. Was trying to do this thing. Alberjean.
Sorry, everybody. I rage. Everyone takes 2 points of fire damage. Oh, 3 points of fire damage, I think.
This is not a spell.
Nope, it's my prone path. No, it's 2, sorry. I was wrong.
2 points of fire damage.
Yeah. Stop. How big is Amaris? Is she large or huge?
She's huge.
Great. Okay. I wanted to grapple her, but can't.
I'm sorry.
That's
Reckless attack on her
okay.
with the great sword. 19.
Just hits.
Great. 6. 10 points of slashing on the first. Second. 20 on the second.
That'll hit.
Huh?
That'll hit.
Okay. 11. 15 on the second. And then I'll try to scoot around behind her so I'm not 5 feet from anyone.
Okay. Sounds good. Then next up is Cori.
She's going to rush up to her and regrettably start swinging her sword. 26 on the first attack.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And fun story, I now do radiant damage on every attack. So that's going to be 7 slashing damage with 3 radiant damage. And I'll go ahead and drop a smite on this at 3rd level.
Okay.
So that's, whoops, come back here, you. 1, 2, 3. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 radiant damage.
Okay. And Cori, as you slam into Amaris with this large burst of radiant damage, you can see that it isn't doing nearly what you feel like your follow through should normally allot you.
Mm-hmm. I suspected it as much. And as she does that, she's trying to she's basically trying to slice the owl away from her. She's doing glancing blows. Second attack. 10 probably doesn't hit.
It does not.
All right, bonus action healing for Gwen. 7 hit points. think that's it for me. She's going to
Okay.
stay close.
Gwen.
Gwen is going to attack twice.
Okay.
And I guess as she does, she's going to say, if we kill you, he has no chance. We need you. Please help us. And that's a 20. No, that's a 24 and a dirty 20.
Both hit.
Bouquet.
Okay.
For 28 damage total.
Okay.
Who has a shield right now?
Arjhan
It's in
has
the
it
bag of-
tucked in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Arjhan, take it out. Maybe she can fight this thing.
All right.
Why are you like this?
So, yeah, Gwen, did you have anything else that you wanted to do?
Nope.
Okay. Does the Echo Fighter not happen every round? Is it like a...
I can do it twice,
Gotcha. All right, cool.
but I can bonus action teleport to it, I guess.
That's fair. And then I believe that I skipped Arjhan by going straight to Gwen. So, Arjhan, it would be your turn.
Take it out and do what?
A little girl. It's part of she's gone, right? When you put the shield away, she was gone.
You haven't seen the little girl during this entire combat. This owl form appeared around her.
Oh, so she's in there?
Yeah.
Oh. I retract my statement. Gwen's going in next time.
Just let the owl eat me. I'll fight my way out. I've seen a Digimon movie.
Okay, so for my bonus action, I would like to hex the burb
Okay.
and give it disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay. Disadvantage on strength.
And I want to take a couple shots. 18 does not hit.
It does not.
Natural 20 does.
Oh, for fucking sure that one do.
It's 30 overall. Okay. Necrotic fire and piercing from a magical weapon. Any resistances?
You can just tally it all up.
What's that? Is it 15? Another 15, 30, 34 points of damage.
Holy shit. It's a good fucking strike. Amaris, as this large horned owl creature, definitely looks like they have taken that hit for sure. And then anything else?
I'll take out the shield.
Okay. And the voice says, I promised I would protect him. I said I would do whatever it took. And they are going to strike out towards... they're actually going to try and strike out towards Arjhan.
At disadvantage.
Yes. That's good, because one of those hits was a natural 20. The other was a 28 to hit. So, Arjhan,
Okay.
this is going to be for 28 points of slashing damage. And then
-7.
And then 27 points of radiant.
Isn't half that would be 24. If I make an natural 20, that'd be 24. That's not 24. All right, Hex is down.
Okay. And then they are going to try and slash out at you a second time with their claws. Also at disadvantage for 14.
That doesn't hit. I would like to use my reaction, though.
Sure.
I need a dexterity save.
Okay. It's a natural 20.
Still take half.
Okay.
Uh, 4 points of fire damage.
Okay. So, and that's already halved?
No.
Or is it 4, so she takes 2?
Yeah, I rolled 8. Half of that
Okay,
would be
gotcha.
4.
Thank you. All right, and you see that there are, on this large form, what look to be like visible cracks, almost like there are hairline fractures in pottery, and you see that there is just this deep purplish energy that seems to be almost radiating out of these cracks.
Of the owl form or
Yes.
the shield?
Of the owl.
Okay.
The shield looks like there is no luster in it. Like it has an almost matte texture rather than having a shine like it previously had. That is it for Amaris. So then next up is Al.
Popping my radiant consumption and doing 2 attacks. Recklessly, sorry.
Okay.
With Raider weapon master. I'm
Great weapon master.
I'm not great, guys. 23 on the first.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 2, 4, 20 points of slashing, 10 points of radiant. 11 points of radiant, half down to 5.
Okay.
Same deal on the second attack. Reckless weapon, great weapon master. Natural 20.
Nice.
Sorry.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Tis the season.
27 points of slashing.
Okay. They are still alive and kicking.
Cool.
They look
And,
very injured, though.
End of my turn, she takes 6 radiant.
Okay. Cori. Or wait. Yes. Sorry.
Amaris did take a turn to attack me a couple of times, right?
Yes.
There's acid on her.
Acid.
Yes. Just gotta keep dropping dots on enemies, that's all.
11.
Well,
Okay. So that would actually have put Al's last attack over the threshold.
nice.
So, Al.
Can I make it like a subdued strike?
You can't.
No,
You don't know what this is?
it's gone.
Okay. And as this strike ends up cutting in to this large owl form, you see that it stops and you hear the sound of breaking. And you watch as this large owl spirit just shatters like glass or porcelain onto the ground. And inside of it, as this spectral shell falls away, you see this same sad, scared little girl that was there before just kind of fall into a pile onto the ground. She isn't shifting and shaking. She isn't flickering. And you just hear crying. It doesn't sound like... You don't see any like cuts or bruises or burns or any horrible things that have happened to Amaris. It seems like all of the damage that you did was superficial to this large spirit form. But she is still, if anything, she is shaking because she is scared.
Cori drops her sword.
Yeah, I'd like to back away so I'm not in anyone's range and start dropping everything.
Yeah.
She's gonna step forward carefully. And then seeing that there's no danger, she's going to kneel next to Amaris and put her arm around her.
Knights in the courtyard, I made a mistake. But
Gwen is also going to drop her rage and give Grayskull a little like salute before he goes away and move to Amaris to kind of like...
will put a hand up and give himself a self high five and nod towards you. It just disappears.
She'll kind of go up behind Amaris and like see if she's okay with her hugging from behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Gwen will embrace her.
There is physicality. There is a form. This is not holding on and like invisible friend hug. Like you feel like there is a form here. And Amaris sounds like she is out of breath and she's trying and struggling a little. And she says, I need to go back. I need to make sure that he's safe. And as she's kind of like struggling in your hug, her hood falls back just enough that you can see that she has unruly, unkempt reddish hair. And that she has eyes that are as bright as starlight that are just filled to the brim with tears.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get him back.
And she just shakes her head and says, You don't understand.
What's the matter?
And she just leans in to Cori and just takes several shuddering breaths. And after she regains a bit of composure, she says, Ever since I've been friends with Caelum, whenever things get too hard, we change places.
What?
He calls it an eclipse.
Looks to Cori.
She just sort of purses her lips. Physically?
And she shakes her head no.
What does it mean? Help me understand.
It's like when you lock yourself in a room because you don't want to talk to anybody. But he locks himself in the room, and then I make it so that way he doesn't have to worry about things.
And you can't do that anymore.
Not while I'm here. I need to go. I need to make I need him to be safe.
That's what we all want. And we're working on it. We will find him. I promise.
It's a bad man.
What can you tell us about him?
And Amaris sniffs and says, he's short, has a beard. Says he has a library he wants to go to. He says that the only way he can get there is with Caelum. It's with my friend. There's another bad man that's helping him, I think.
Who is the other bad man?
And she says, I don't know his name, but he has blue skin and horns from his head.
Okay, look, I'm gonna make you a promise, okay? And she's gonna like move in front of her and like touch her shoulders. You protected him when he was growing up, right?
I still protect him.
Yeah.
He's my best
We're gonna
friend.
Yeah. We're gonna protect him too. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure he comes home safe. That's what we're doing right now.
And Amaris just nods and holds Cori tight.
Do you know how to find him? Do you know where he is?
And she shakes her head no.
Cori will pat her on the back and say, it's all right, we're going to find out.
And is at that point that she says, the other man, when we're alone, he calls Caelum his owl. Al, make a history check.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. 16.
Al, you hear this small girl that seemed to have powers far greater and beyond her understanding describe a blue-skinned individual with horns coming from their head, and you actually recognize this description. To a point you think that there's no way that it couldn't possibly be, but you remember that there is a figure that you have met. You were once his jackal.
Alberjean takes his mask off, and you hear him laugh.
What?
Dude, not the time.
Like maliciously?
Maliciously laugh. There is
Um,
venom in this laugh.
Cori looks up at him. Like,
Amaris is hugging Cori super tight at the scary man.
Yeah, she looks up at him, and just kind of her arm protectively over Amaris. Just like, the fuck?
So the bastard is alive.
You know this guy?
Intimately.
How intimately?
Wait, no, we don't need to know. We do need to know. Please tell us.
He'll sink his great sword into the ground. When I was younger, during the wars in Shen, I signed up for a particular program, headed by a blue-skinned tiefling. And they did things to us. They weren't nice. We were made to do things for them that were equally not nice. And I'm going to save that until the young one isn't here.
Okay, but like, he's here?
And he has your boy.
Doesn't make
That's not good.
Shit, okay. Well, Amaris, child, looks up at Al, like, we're gonna get you to him so you can protect him again, okay?
And she nods and says, I have been.
Since he's been gone?
She nods.
Can you see where he is? Like, where he's being, like, what it looks like in the room he's in or anything?
It's dark.
Is he acting like himself?
They just do experiments. It hurts.
Mars, would you mind if... And Arjhan's going to put the hand that he has the pearl ring on her shoulder. I want to cast Identify.
Okay.
Specifically to figure out what spells are affecting her. Because I want to figure out if there is any spells linking her to Caelum that might prove useful to us. It's going to take a minute.
So there are no known spells that connect Amaris to Caelum, but you feel like there is a connection, that there is something that ties her to him, and you feel like the shield has been but a gate for this connection to manifest in. But it was never, in the beginning, it was necessary. But there again is something deeper that the two of them share.
Mars, when it is no longer the full moon, will you have to leave again?
She nods. Then I can go back and make sure that he's not hurting.
Does he remember us?
She nods. I think so.
Can you tell him that we're coming?
She'll nod and says that she will try.
No matter what. No matter what we have to fight, who we gotta kill, we're coming for our boy.
And she then gives you a hug, Gwen.
Has his sending arrived yet?
That would have been yesterday that they left for the thing.
Okay, but they probably
Or
haven't
today.
made it there yet.
Have not made
No.
it there, no.
No.
Amaris, soon someone is going to speak with him with a sending. Can you tell him that that's coming?
Wait. If he is aware and he is, do you think that he's like in sort of some magic container? Do you think Ascending could even get to him? Because he would have tried to contact us, right?
Maybe.
You're probably right.
And
Wow.
Amaris says, "It's me."
What's you?
He is in the room. But I'm where... And she draws on the ground in the dirt. This is his body. And this is me. But when things get too difficult... And then she draws a picture of Caelum again in the ground, but there is a bubble around his head. Then I take over.
Kid can't contact us because he's not there. He's locked himself away.
Shit, Caelum. But now that you know, is there a way that you can let something in like that? If you're part of him, right? It goes to you.
And Amaris says, I don't want to let anything in. I can't let anything in.
Amaris, you said you would do anything to protect him. This could be a way for us to help him.
Please don't let me let anything in.
Hey, you don't have to. You know? We're smart. We're strong. You're smart. You're strong. We'll find him. Don't worry, okay? We'll come for both of you.
If anything, him locking himself away is a good thing. This researcher, if he had his way, boy would break. And there would be no putting him back together.
What is his name?
Did we ever get a name, Steven?
For the researcher guy?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. His name is Discovery.
Discovery.
Amaris,
So close to the art name.
Amaris, if you're in charge, if you're the one in control, and you tell that you tell him, the bad guys, that they got something coming.
Let's
Element of
not
surprise,
alert.
Gwen.
You
Sorry.
know that they got something coming.
And she nods.
You've seen what we can do, right?
She nods again.
You know that we'll do anything to get him back. We're on our way. Okay?
And she nods again. And as the moon passes out of phase, you see her physical presence begin to dwindle. It's almost like she begins looking see-through. And as she hugs onto Cori as she dissipates, the last thing that you hear her say is, "Please don't make me let anything in."
As she's disappearing, Cori says, "We'll find him. I promise."
And she is gone.
As soon as she disappears, Gwen stands up and just grabs one of her hand axes and hucks it as far as she can and yells.
And the shield that Amaris houses herself in typically, you can see has what looks like underneath the surface of the metal itself, it's almost like there is a strained imperfection that runs deep like a vein underneath the surface of this shield that stretches from the top almost towards the center.
I don't like that.
If discovery is there, there will be people. God, I can't believe I'm using this 2 nights in a row. There will be people like me there.
And we'll
You're
kill
so
them all.
goddamn proud of yourself. Oh, nights in the
What?
courtyard.
We need to know. Arjhan says as he's putting the shield away.
There's one, there would be at least 2 of them. One wearing a gibbon mask, the other wearing a crow mask.
How did you get out?
We staged an uprising.
We?
Myself and a few others who were in the facility.
There's a lot of you.
There were a lot of us. I don't know where the rest have gone. I wish I could get the word out. Because I'm sure a lot of them would like their pound of flesh from this bastard.
Amaris is like kind of like a god, right?
Wait, what?
She's the daughter of a god. The daughter of the Raven Queen. Stop walking away from me.
Gods get their power from worshippers, right?
I mean, I feel like that's meta knowledge. Would we know? Would we know
Oh.
that?
Caelum would have explained it to someone.
Well, maybe Gwen picked up on something.
It isn't necessarily worshippers, it is people who believe. Who believe in that thing.
Okay, so if Gwen decides to follow her as her patron, that's not going to make a difference. Does Gwen know that? I don't know if Gwen knows that.
I don't think that Gwen would put those two, like, those wires are just misfiring at this point.
If you believe really hard, Amaris. Clap if you believe.
But
I can't clap my hands!
it's Cori just going like this. Sound of one hand clapping.
I used to be able to do that.
With
It was
that
so wholesome
same,
5 minutes ago.
With that
Sorry.
same vein, Cori, make a religion check.
Okay. You better roll well, you little motherfucker. 8.
Stay down, Cori.
Nope. Arjhan, you can also make this same religion check.
25.
Arjhan, you especially have a understanding about the belief that comes from gods. It doesn't have to be praise. And it doesn't have to be good tidings. They just need any belief, any feeling directed towards them. Tiamat, for example, takes great pride in fear. She loves that people are afraid of her and feeds off that energy. The last several times that you have met Amaris, she has steadily begun gaining physicality. But when it was just your group in Caelum that knew of her, she had reached a certain point of still being mildly incorporeal. So she's
Oh.
progressing at some rate.
I mean, but would I have any insight as to what is causing that? Whether that's Caelum or whether, hey, it's good for her to be feared and loved.
You do not know.
Yeah, so I don't have anything valuable to add to the conversation.
Okay.
He's not going to.
So if I just like worship her, will that make her stronger?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I kind of get the feeling that she already holds a strong place in all of our minds. So I'm not sure how much more it would do.
And now one more, right? Right? Al?
He'll nod his head. As an aside, maybe it's best if she doesn't take over his body.
No, but like if she's stronger, she can like, protect him better.
Probably.
Unless she can physically bust him out of there. Unless she gets that kind of strength, I don't know if...
She's going to need 100-fold of what she already has.
She's protecting him. She's not letting anything in. That probably means they can't access the library that they want.
That's good though, right?
Right. This is a bit of a touchy subject for myself, but I can relate to him. I'm an Azamar. And what that means is there is some monochrome of angelic inside of us.
Sorry, one more time.
There's a goddamn angel inside me.
Like for real or like Arjhan?
Like, for real, that's why I burst into light sometimes.
Yeah. I
The
burst into
rest-
light too, but it's different.
Of course it is.
I was wondering what that was.
The rest of the people who were with me in the facility were also Asmar. And the tiefling did something to one of them. He extracted his light.
Which
All right.
means what?
He ripped the angel out of him.
So
And
you're
what was
saying
left?
is they might do the same thing to Amaris.
I don't know what became of the spirit. Or do I?
No.
No.
You know that something else was put inside of Aldrin in its place, but
Yep.
Yeah.
And we need to move fast.
Even faster than fast.
Do you want to press on? I don't know how much more the horses can handle today.
We should rest for tonight. That battle was something.
But as soon as we can, we go.
First light. Even before that.
Yeah.
I know I'm new here, but I'm not really supposed to speak this into the existence, but you should all probably prepare for the worst.
Gwen brandishes the runtax. Don't you fucking say that ever again.
He'll just look down at her. There's a sad look in his eyes. And then turn and walk away.
She slams the runtax into the ground, sits down.
Knights in the courtyard.
Okay.
Or I could, yeah, Knights in the courtyard.
Cori's gonna follow him when he leaves. And she'll just approach him and say, I know you don't like to talk about it, but I need you to tell me everything.
If it helps you better prepare then.
She'll just sort of look up at the stars for a moment, at the void in the sky where the constellation used to be and is no longer. And she'll say, there was a time when I wasn't able to help people as much as I thought I should. But I've grown stronger since then. I need you to tell me everything.
He begins to exposit.
She gets the whole backstory.
Okay. So you gain the knowledge of the tiefling man known as Discovery, who has blue skin, white eyes, and their horns are like ibex horns that kind of just spike upwards from their forehead rather than temples. In this project that Al was a part of, like he said, there were quite a few of them that had been inundated into this project, and over time realized that what they were doing, that there was no good that was coming from it. They were soldiers. They were fighting on the wrong side. As you gather from it, the ASMR forces that were being used were not by the forces that were being backed by Arask. They were being backed by the other nations like Botan, that were specifically using these walking weapons to fight their war for them. And then there was the uprising. Numbers fought against each other, brother against brother, ASMR against ASMR. There were those that believed that there was no such thing as right or wrong, and they continued to side with Discovery. And then there were those that made it out. Those like Al.
We lost a lot of good people that day. You remind me of one of them, you know.
Oh.
Her name was Kita. She kept our spirits up. Sang us songs, told us stories. I think that was the hardest loss for me.
I'm terribly sorry.
It happens in war.
Cori's gonna look up at the sky, and she's going to point out some constellations to him.
You'll appreciate it.
And I think in a vulnerable moment, she'll say she doesn't want to lose Caelum.
Nobody ever wants to lose anybody they love. You just gotta try your hardest to keep a hold on them.
She digests that in silence. And when the evening is over, she's going to try and take on her moon form.
Okay. Make a wisdom save. No, these are wisdom checks is how... Yeah.
We've gone back and forth on it. 17.
17 is not high enough.
Oof, that's rough. I don't have a modifier for wisdom.
It's a difficult time.
If it were a save, it'd be a 24.
Nope.
All right.
Alrighty. So, you all, or is there anything else that you guys wanted to do over this evening? All right. So then the following day, you continue your travel. There doesn't seem to really be many people out on the road. This isn't a very well-traveled road. It looks like it was at one point, but you're guessing that after the fire took the hollow locks, that there was not as much reason to go this direction as there once was, but you continue on this road nonetheless. And the journey goes for roughly about, I want to say, 4 days. And then you see towards nightfall, there is a figure that is approaching your camp on horseback. And as they get closer, they don't seem like they are trying to hide themselves in any way. They aren't trying to be stealthy about it. And as you see this figure approaching, it is a red dragonborn. A red dragonborn that once attempted to rob you along the side of the highway.
I think Gwen's just gonna stand up and just go, "Hey!"
Cori will ride up next to Arjhan and say, "How do you want to play this?"
What brings you back here?
And the dragon, this tailed dragonborn gets off of his large horse and begins walking into your camp, not seeming to pay attention to the social stigma of stay where you are, and says, "You said that I was like you. What did you mean?" "A woman came to me in the woods. She said that I was missing, and I was found. Then she said to speak to you. You would know what this means."
Right. Come, sit down.
"What is your name?"
My name is Arjhan. What is yours?
"I am known as Kendak."
Kendak.
And as Kendak makes his way into your camp and sits down at the fire where Arjhan has pointed, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and join us for this wonderful and fun romp through our homebrew setting. Boy, oh boy, it's been a time. I love this game. Hey, speaking about things that I love, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
You motherfucker. That was what that tweet was about. Hi everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel, but you can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and stream sometimes. I streamed Animal Crossing this morning and it was fun. Anyway, you can catch me here on Mondays as Alberjean Ostafor, the Asmar, Warlock, Barbarian, and on Thursday I'm starting a new show over at G Game Nights. We're playing a Jane Austen-inspired tabletop RPG game called The Good Place. We'll be doing our session 0 where we'll be doing all our bonds. It's going to be great. I have an idea of what I want to do. And then you can catch me again on Sunday where we'll play Tomb of Annihilation, where I play Hassan, a Yuan-Ti druid cleric. We about to fight a snake man.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp, where I post pictures of my kittens and post whenever I'm streaming. I will be free tomorrow night, but Wednesday I'm on Nerd Immersion's channel doing the Rod of 7 Parts. Thursday I will be back on my own channel, LBHackEmUp, finishing a horror game with Lauren that the lovely RJ donated to us, which was it's amazing. We're super loving it. And then Sunday I will be on G Game Night's channel at 4 doing not as Abby. I'll be playing Victoria, the cheerleader, psychic that nobody knows about. And then after that I will be on this channel again as Rinrin, the sweetest of girls, whose backstory might be coming out. It seems to be trickling, so yay, DanaeKeener.com.
Hi, I'm Cyber. I'm going to try this thing where I'm real succinct. You can find most of the things that I do at cyberwolf1201.live. You can find the YouTube. You can find the Twitch, where I play video games badly, talk about lore. You can find the Patreon, where I do Tal'Dorei conversions of D&D modules. You can find merch like this for Let's Talk About It. It's a neat little Tumblr that supports the podcast like Kyle Within and I do. Let's talk about it. But what isn't on there are the other D&D things that I do. Like this on Monday. I'm here. We're gonna be spilling the backstory for somebody else, so that's cool. I'm also here on Thursdays for a little bit longer, finishing up Ghost of Saltmarsh, where I have to kill my inner demons, except they're outer demons, and they're actually a psychic catfish. I also am on Prairie Stars on Saturdays, where I play a druid who lied about being a druid on his resume, and also is going to be there for the next 2 weeks doing one-on-one sessions with the DM. So that's going to be real time of some sort. DanaeKeener.com.
Hi, everybody. I'm the titular Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D, and a lot of things on this channel. I play as Coriander the Elegant Paladin on Mondays, and as Baz the Drow Rogue on Sundays. He's from the Down Under Dark. God, my mind is blown. So many red strings. DanaeKeener.com.
Excellent. And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and on Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us and you would like to find out more of what we have done, consider going to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures. We have VODs uploaded of all the games that we've done ever since the wee beginnings of this channel back in 2018. It's been a while in the making. We just hit 500 followers. I'm very excited. I'm going to be posting giveaway information on Wednesday. Typically, I like to buy the things that we give away and then showcase them a little bit. But because of the whole, Backstreet Boys reunion tour going on right now, instead, I am just going to be posting pictures of them, and then when you win, I will buy it from said retailer and then just send it directly to your house, so that way it minimizes the amount of contact that it has with all sorts of what haves you. Other than that, we are going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community but also from each other. So if you've had any questions for myself, for these wonderful players, feel free to post them in our Discord in the questions for the court's chat, and we will do our best to answer them in kind. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week, and we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!